Not everyone who smiles at you wants you to win. Some people stand close, congratulate you and speak kindly, yet something inside you feels unsettled afterward. Nothing was said wrong, nothing was done openly, but your energy drops and your clarity fades. This is not imagination, this is discernment. The most dangerous opposition rarely announces itself loudly. It hides behind politeness, familiarity and warmth. Some people do not attack your progress openly. They quietly hope you slow down, stumble, or never surpass them. And if you have ever felt that subtle heaviness after certain interactions, this message is meant for you. Many people believe enemies reveal themselves through conflict, criticism, or visible hostility. But life does not always work that way. Some of the strongest resistance you'll face is silent, smiling, and seated beside you. These are the people who clap just enough to stay close, who congratulate you without enthusiasm, who observe your journey more than they participate in it. Their smile is not accidental, it is strategic. It allows access, and access creates influence. Quiet opposition does not need to stop you directly, it only needs proximity. Pay attention to how certain people respond when you share good news. The smile may appear, but the excitement feels thin. The congratulations sound rehearsed. The subject changes quickly or the focus shifts back to them. Sometimes your achievement is subtly minimized, labeled as luck, timing, or coincidence. These moments are not small. When someone truly supports you, your success energizes them. When someone secretly envies you, your growth unsettles them. Discernment often arrives as a feeling before it becomes a fact. Your intuition notices shifts long before your logic accepts them. That heaviness in your chest, that quiet urge to stop sharing, that sense of being watched instead of supported, these are internal warnings. People who secretly want you to fail may never admit it, even to themselves. They compare silently, compete inwardly, and struggle when your consistency turns into visible progress. Not everyone standing beside you is standing with you. Some are measuring themselves against you in silence. Quiet competition thrives in closeness. These individuals know your doubts, your timing, your fatigue. They don't need to sabotage you openly. Their internal rivalry shows up in subtle ways, fading enthusiasm, selective encouragement, or indifference as you rise. Your discipline highlights their avoidance. Your focus exposes their excuses, and instead of growing with you, they grow uncomfortable. Some people prefer you when you struggle, not because they want you to suffer, but because your struggle makes them feel safe. When you are uncertain, they feel equal. When you rise, their internal balance shifts. Your growth becomes a mirror they didn't ask to look into. And rather than confronting themselves, some quietly hope you slow down. This is why growth often feels lonely. Some relationships are built on shared limitations, not shared vision. When you outgrow those limits, silence replaces support. This silence is not random, it is misalignment revealing itself. You are not wrong for sensing it. Awareness is not arrogance, it is responsibility. Subtle sabotage does not look like betrayal. It sounds like concern, advice, or caution. Are you sure this is the right time? Maybe you should wait. What if it doesn't work? These questions seem reasonable, but notice the pattern. They emphasize fear over possibility. They plant hesitation instead of strength. True support clarifies. Hidden resistance creates doubt. Some people overwhelm your vision with obstacles. They list risks, requirements, and worst-case scenarios until excitement fades. Others disengage completely, not criticizing, not supporting, simply withdrawing. This quiet withdrawal communicates discomfort without confrontation, and over time, exposure to this energy drains clarity, focus, and momentum. Pay attention to who becomes more curious about your setbacks than your wins. Who shows up when you struggle but disappears when you recover? Attention reveals alignment. Where someone's interest goes, tells you where their heart is invested. This is where silence becomes power. When you stop explaining your plans, you remove opportunities for doubt and sabotage. When you stop announcing moves, results speak for you. Silence unsettles those who rely on comparison because it removes their reference point. They no longer know where you stand, and that uncertainty exposes insecurity. Some people grow uneasy when you stop sharing details. They ask more questions, they probe, They want updates. This is not always care. It is discomfort with losing access. Silence shifts power. It removes others from the position of judgment. You no longer seek permission, you simply move. Silence also reveals who respects you without access. Some connections fade when you stop oversharing. This is not loss, it is clarity. Relationships dependent on your availability were never rooted in alignment. Not all concern is genuine. Some of it is envy disguised as care. Concern rooted in support empowers you. Concern rooted in envy emphasizes fear, delay, and limitation. You walk away from these conversations feeling smaller, not strengthened. That feeling matters. Boundaries become essential. Boundaries are not walls, they are filters. When you limit who has access to your plans and in a process, clarity returns. Those who benefited from your openness may resist your boundaries. They may accuse you of changing. This resistance confirms the boundary was needed. Consistency exposes everything. People can perform support briefly, but they cannot sustain what they do not feel. As your discipline compounds and progress becomes undeniable, hidden intentions surface. Support fades, presence disappears, not suddenly, but gradually. Time reveals alignment without confrontation. Those who grow with you remain steady. Those who secretly wanted you to fail become validated by your setbacks and distant from your success. You don't need to react. You don't need closure. Clarity arrives on its own. Eventually, distance brings peace. You feel lighter when certain people are absent. Your mind clears. Your intuition sharpens. This is not rejection. It is protection. Separation does not require anger. Peaceful distance carries clarity. When you step away from silent competition and disguised envy, you reconnect with yourself. You stop second-guessing. You stop explaining. You stop seeking reassurance. Your confidence becomes calm. Your movement becomes intentional. Some people struggle with your absence not because they miss you, but because your distance removes comparison. That discomfort is not yours to fix. You can wish people well without allowing proximity. Not every connection is meant to continue. Some people were present for the beginning, not the becoming. Letting go is not betrayal, it is honesty. Not every smile is support. Not every loss is a setback. Some endings are protection. When you stop expecting people to be different from who they've shown themselves to be, peace replaces confusion. You don't need to prove anything. You don't need to explain your path. Move quietly. Grow consistently. Protect your peace. Those meant to walk with you will understand without explanation. Those who are not will fall away without conflict. And that is not loss. That is clarity.